dealing with air signs, always remember the word why. It's one of the best words you can use to remember why air signs do the shit that they do, because there's reasoning. A lot of the times air signs are looked at as argumentative. We're not being argumentative. We just need reason to understand why things are happening the way that they are. And if you can explain this level of reasoning without arguing, without getting emotional, then you will get along with air signs just fine. This is why a lot of air signs get along, is because they understand that, like, you can go back and forth without it turning into an argument. Like, you can, it's one of the beautiful things about my channel is that, like, I don't erase no comments. If you disagree with me, I will give you the floor to state everything you disagree with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to turn it into banter. It's going to be like an exchange of information. Aquarius will let you do this. Gemini will somewhat let you do this. Like, you get people like Donald Trump who try to cut you off and, you know what I'm saying, force information down the other person's throat. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the same thing. Why? Debating on why these things are the way they are. You know, Libras, master debaters. That almost sound like masturbators, but they are master debaters. They are masturbators too. A lot of Libras are addicted to fucking porn, but they are great debaters. You look at somebody like Johnny Cochran, who was fucking the guy who got OJ off. You know, OJ was blatantly fucking guilty. Johnny Cochran was very good at raising the probability that he wasn't. Look at the lore trait. I have another video on my channel called the White Rabbit Avatar, which deals with the lore shadow self of air signs. But it looks like the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. You remember him? He was running. He's like, oh shit, I'm late. I ain't got no time to say hello, goodbye, bye, I gotta go. I ain't got no time to talk, bye. And she was like, what the fuck? Why is he? You know, and she chased him down the rabbit hole, and the further she kept chasing him, the further he kept running. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that took her down this rabbit hole. But prior to going down the rabbit hole, he was running around saying, I'm late, no time for this, no time for that. And like, a lot of air signs get off on this energy, and they're like, we think that this is normal to act this way. Like, when it comes time to do things, whether it's the like something you've been planning for all week, like you got to go to a concert, or you're about to it don't matter what it is. It could be something small. Like, you might just have to go fucking check in at, I don't know, it could be like, you know, you might just have to check in somewhere. It might take 30 seconds to a minute. But like, to an air sign, it's gonna be like, okay, oh shit, here we go. Like, fuck, or like, you know what I'm saying? Everything is like, okay, here we go. You know, like in there's a scene in Batman Dark Knight where the Joker says, and here we go. Like, that's literally how air signs kind of think. It's like, okay, here it is, here we go. You know, and it's like that White Rabbit kind of kicks in right behind that, where it's like, okay, well, I got this going on, I got this going on, I got this going on. It's like, you are not supposed to operate this way. A lot of air signs think that, like, this is the best way to operate. Multitask, doing 4 or 5 things at the same time. It's like, no, motherfucker, this is your White Rabbit kicking in. It is much better to do things one step. Do not do that. Do things one step at a time. Finish one thing before you go to the next. This is very hard for air signs to do, and like, concentrate on one task at hand. This is why I say, like, I give instructions on how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's like, take the peanut butter out, dip the knife in the peanut butter, spread it on the bread, put the peanut butter away. Wipe off the knife, dip it in, take out the jelly out the refrigerator, open up the jelly, dip the knife into the jelly, wipe the jelly on the bread, put the cap back on, put it away, then close both pieces of sandwich and eat your sandwich. Do not start eating your sandwich without putting this shit away. Also, wash the fucking knife. Do all these things before you start eating. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is why if you watch my other videos talking about the smoothie, I clean as I go. Meaning that, like, I don't like to have a mess when I'm done. I like to just, you know, eat my food or drink my smoothie or whatever the fuck it is, and I don't want no dish. I want everything already done by the time I do it. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, in a sense, you could kind of say, well, isn't that kind of doing 2 things at the same time, cleaning and cooking at the same time? It's like, no, because what I'm actually doing is keeping things in order. Like, one of the most difficult things for me to deal with is clutter. Like, I was doing an interview with Poe, and he was saying the same shit. Like, you get certain people who working with their tools, they pull out all their tools and scatter all their tools all over the floor, and while they're working on the car, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, take one tool out, use that tool, and put it back. You know what I'm saying? This is not necessarily cleaning as you go, but it's just like what it's called mott. It's like everything has a place for everything. Like, don't pull shit out and then leave it there like, okay, I'm gonna get back to that later. Like, no, because this is the white rabbit. The white rabbit is like, it's kind of like a water sign almost, and it's like, okay, I'm here, now I'm here, now I'm here, now I'm here. Now you got shit in all four of these places. You know what I'm saying? You literally have to remember you're an air sign. So like, how does air work? Air is everywhere. It's kind of like water. It's like, it's everywhere at the same time. So our mind is literally doing this. This is why it's good for air signs to really try to understand earth signs. You know what I'm saying? And especially Taurus. Like, this is why I build with Taurus. Taurus has a lot of negative traits as well. But, you know, the one thing that they have good going for themselves is that they take things one step at a time, and they will literally finish one thing before they go to the next thing. Air signs struggle with this so fucking bad, especially Geminis. You know what I'm saying? Geminis are so scattered all over the fucking place. They what we call spread yourself thin. You know, being just caught up in the hype of things like mania. You know, mania is or manic. Like when they say WrestleMania, it's like a lot of air signs get into that state. Not as much as a fire sign. Was a fire sign, it's like, yeah. Air signs is more like, you know, like that sword. Like when you look in tarot, they call it the swords. You watch the video, Learn Tarot in 2 hours. One of the main things he said that stuck out to me more than anything about swords, which are air signs, was that a wand, was a fire sign, a wand can get the same, whether your argument or whatever your point is, a fire sign can get the same point across with a lot less volatility, with a lot less just intensity that air signs have. You see what I'm saying? Because they can play it a little bit more cool. Like, you're making the same points, it's like, calm the fuck down, just be cool. Like, another thing I suggest air signs hang out with fire signs, because a lot of air signs, especially Aquarius, can be very stiff. They can be very stuck in their ways until you really understand Leo energy, which is the total opposite of the Aquarius. Like me, I had to hang out with a lot of Leos. That's why I've learned to really appreciate Leos. Even though I used to hate Leos, I've learned that like Leos are being placed into my life for me to learn how to get off of like everything you hear on this channel. I am the complete total opposite when I get around a Leo. Like, I don't talk about astrology, I don't talk about nothing really. I just keep it lighthearted. I just say laughing, I have a drink, hang out. We don't talk, they don't even know that I'm into astrology, none of that. Like, it is literally lighthearted conversation, laughing, joking, maybe talking about sports, talking about the latest gossip, what's going on, and that is literally it. You know what I'm saying? Because, and mind you, like, it was a part of me that, like, even when I first started doing this, I was still, like, almost condescending fire signs, and they're like, okay, well, here we go, here we go. Laugh, joke, have a drink, hang out, have a good time. Okay, like, I still wasn't into it. Like, I didn't understand the purpose of these things, of just, like, having a good time, hanging out. Like, I was like, man, there's no purpose to this. But as time went on, I started to realize, well, most of the people you run into, this is how they are. Like, most people do not obsess over fucking astrology or obsess over symbols, cometics, and things like that. Like, most people are just regular fucking people. Like, you watch the movie Minions with the little yellow fucking minion. Like, most people think like minions. You know what I'm saying? So they just want to laugh, have a good time, do little funny, mischievous, goofy shit. That's why the internet works the way it works. It seems like you would think that everybody on the internet would be fucking rich, because you can go online and Google anything. So you would think that people would be Googling ways to learn how to get money or get rich, but like, no, what do people Google? People look up how to laugh, you know, I mean, things that make them laugh, things that just tripped out, just, you know, things to pass the time. And like, Aquarius really need to get good at doing this in social settings, not just Aquarius, but a lot of air signs, you know what I'm saying, need to like realize that everything doesn't necessarily have a purpose, you know what I'm saying, and that sometimes it's just good to hang out and like not necessarily have a philosophy about everything. Like, my channel is really a lot of philosophy, you know what I'm saying? So like, sometimes you have to turn that shit off when you're hanging with fucking fire signs, you might be hanging with a water sign, and like, you know, it's difficult for air signs a lot of times to turn that shit off. And you know what I'm saying, just not be so rigid and caught in the understanding the reasons why things work the way that they work. Like, you imagine hanging out with Data from Star Trek all day. Like, Data, like a lot of times, it was like hanging around with narrator all day. Like, even me, like if you hang around with me and we both conscious, like it's like literally hanging around with a narrator all day. Like, I'm literally narrating the whole day. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? So this is, if you watch Star Trek Next Generation, you watch a lot of interactions with Data. Look at the way he kind of sees things literally a lot of the times, and not figuratively. Water signs can, air signs can really be like this when they don't, when they're not full, when they haven't mastered their charisma. Another thing too, fire signs have a lot of charisma that I highly suggest air signs look at. Another thing too about air signs is that you have to really learn the difference between arguing and debating. Air sign will debate with you, but a lot of water signs take this shit personal and will end up arguing. And it's like, man, hold on, like, no, you know, one of the things about having an Aquarius or a real air sign on your team is that they will be brutally honest and tell you where your shortcomings are. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is difficult for a lot of people to accept, but Aquarius is doing it because they're on your team. The thing about air signs is that they're written by what they call swords in tarot. So swords, what are swords? Swords are weapons. You can stab people, cut people, fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's really too much you can't do with a sword. Like, you can't, sword is not something you give to, well, it's not a romantic gesture. It's a fucking sword. You use this shit to kill people with. They really don't have no other purpose to it. Like, a lot of times air signs are like swords, and they have one purpose, which is kind of to protect the mind, the subconscious of whatever this is, whether it's a family, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship, or like, they are literally cutting through the bullshit. It's like sharp logic, sharp virtues, and it's geared toward protecting, initially it's geared toward protecting the people that are close to them. You see what I'm saying? Like, you imagine a guy with a fucking AK-47 sitting in his fucking living room, and literally there's no other furniture, there's nothing else in his house, there's no TV, there's nothing in his house but a big ass AK-47 sitting up on the fucking wall. You know what I'm saying? And then you got kids running across his lawn all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? And like, mind you, he just worked on his lawn. It's a perfect lawn, and he's watching kids run across his lawn. He's like, get the fuck off my lawn. Get off my lawn. Stop running across my grass. And then every time you walk back in the house, he's looking at this AK-47. And then the kids are running back across the grid, and he's get the fuck off my lawn. And he comes back in, he's looking at this AK-47. The kids are running across his lawn again, goes outside, get the fuck off my lawn, comes back in, he's looking at this AK-47. Eventually, this man is going to grab this AK-47 and go out there and shoot all them goddamn kids that keep running across his lawn. And this is subconsciously how kind of air signs kind of think. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a fucking sword, but in this example, it's a fucking AK-47, but it's literally the same shit. It's like, I have this mind, which is a weapon, designed to protect the things that are important to me. You see what I'm saying? And unless you understand that, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a fucking gun. This is a sword. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you have a gun or a sword in your family, trust me, this is the person that you want to understand. Like, okay, this is the person that's going to protect the virtue. This is the person that's going to really say the things. It's going to sound like they're betraying you, but it's not. It's a fucking gun. It's a fucking sword. It's like, it's sharp logic. It's telling you, like, look, this is what the fuck we need to do. Like, no bullshit. Cut through the bullshit. Fuck all that bullshit. This is what the fuck we need to do right now. You know what I'm saying? It might sound hard to hear it, but they're telling you because they're really on your team. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've been to logic, you know what I'm saying? But it's got to be good logic, it's got to be proven. You know what I'm saying? So deal in facts, deal with facts, deal with not feelings, not emotions, like deal in facts. Like, this shows this. This is why this happened, this leads to this. Keep things in that type of explanation. All you have to do is explain why things are the way they are. And a lot of times air signs will deal with it a lot better than you just having an emotional reaction to things. And like, mind you, that works too. Like, a lot of Aquarius, like I said, we are emotionally detached, but at the same time, we are not fucking robots. We are androids. We understand people. A lot of times Aquarius do want to see people get what they want. I've noticed also too with, like, Libras are not afraid to deny somebody what they think they rightfully own. Like if a Libra look at you and they be like, okay, like, to a Libra, right is right, wrong is wrong. Like, even if you are in my family, if you do some wrong shit, I'm not gonna support that shit. Like, this is where a lot of water signs get into it with Libras, and that like they think that just because we're family, that I can do shit that's immoral or do shit that's wrong, and that they're still gonna support it. They're not. Like, Libras stick with, like, in their mind, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. I don't give a fuck if you're family, if you're my spouse, if you're my child. Like, you will be held accountable to what is right. You see what I'm saying? This fucks up a lot of relationships with Libras. Like, people look at Libras like they're fucking traitors and shit, almost like, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll subconsciously treat strangers better than they'll treat their own family, because, like, they deal with everything from a clean slate. It's like, okay, well, this person hasn't wronged me. This person is a brand new person in my life. They may have done a lot of bad things in their life, but as far as I'm concerned, they haven't done anything to me, so they get a clean slate. I'm gonna treat everybody fair, you know what I'm saying? Everybody equally. This Aquarius have this same approach a lot of times in relationships. Like, they'll date fucking, like, somebody just asked me a question earlier. It was like, man, why the fuck do Aquarius not afraid to date 2, 3, 4 people and think that they're gonna get caught? Well, it's not that they don't think they're gonna get caught. They don't give a fuck. Like, to them, they like, I can date who the fuck I want to date. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you have a certain personality trait about you that makes me not want to date anybody else, then fuck it, I won't date nobody else. But until you display those traits, I don't have to remain exclusive to you. This is how, like, a lot of air signs take this way, but especially Aquarius. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then when you, like, what happens is a lot of women, like, start prying into, like, they might go through your phone, or they might break that line of privacy, that line of freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of Aquarius will end the relationship, or even a lot of air signs will end a relationship based on a principality, even though they, like, from this other person, you were blatantly wrong. You're cheating on me. I went through your phone. I found the text. I found the pictures. I found whatever the fuck it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? But to Aquarius, they be like, they don't give a fuck. What the fuck was you doing going through my phone? Like, I am still my own person. I am still my own entity. I still have my own freedom. You know what I'm saying? You broke a fucking law that's like, I don't give a fuck what the fuck you found out. This is how Aquarius think, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what the fuck you found in there. I am my own person. I have my own free will. I make my own choices. The choice that I have to be with you was a choice that I made. I don't have to be with you. You see what I'm saying? And if you really want me to remain exclusive to you, then do some shit that's going to make me want to remain exclusive. You cannot fucking emotionally blackmail me into fucking remaining exclusive to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is where a lot of water signs fall short at dealing with air signs. They think, okay, well, I've met this guy, he's Aquarius, or he's a Gemini, he's a Libra, and they're fucking great. But, like, little do you know, we treat everybody the same. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck, you my mom, my dad, my girlfriend, my spouse, my kids. Like, we will treat everybody literally fucking equal until you do some stupid shit that's going to force us to treat you differently. Like, you know what I'm saying? So don't think just because Aquarius is dating you that, like, you're any more special to him than his friend or his fucking, like, the next one. Like, you're not. You're not. Like, usually, like, subconsciously you are, but, like, when it plays out in social settings, you're not. Like, they're gonna treat their spouse just like how they treat a friend off the fucking street. It's like, you see what I'm saying? And a lot of times when it's required for air signs to show that, okay, this person is more special than the other, like, it's difficult for us to do that, because, like, it has to be a line of reasoning why I should treat you differently from everybody else. Like, it has to make sense. And if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. We're not gonna force it to make sense. You see what I'm saying? Last thing I want to say too, I am an air sign, I'm an Aquarius. You see what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of people think that just you come across my channel that I think like Aquarius is our fucking greatest people. No, I do not think this. I think Aquarius are some of the dumbest fucking people in the world, especially when they have not done their inner work. I've said this on several videos. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, when I see people saying that, you know what I'm saying, especially like a lot of Pisces people, they come on my page and they say shit like, well, why don't you talk shit about your own sign? I'd be like, yo, just because you think that way, like, you got the fish swimming the opposite direction, just because you think that way don't mean that I think that way. Like, a lot of Pisces water sign people think that, like, their sign is the greatest sign. I do not think that just because I'm Aquarius that Aquarius is the greatest sign. No, I go by the facts, the fucking people who have walked down this fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do the research and find out, okay, what sign do I think is the best sign? Now, what sign I think is the best sign is all subjective based on who the fuck is asking that question. You see what I'm saying? But ultimately, if you really want a good interpretation on air signs, get it from an air sign who's not afraid to discuss their negative traits. Like me, like I said, I'm not afraid to discuss my shortcomings. I'm not afraid to talk about where I dropped the ball, my failures in life. especially the things that line up to me being Aquarius. I'm not afraid to discuss these things like an open book. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, remember that when you're dealing with my channel, like, I'm not afraid to discuss my lower traits. You see what I'm saying? Like how a lot of Pisces people are, like, they feel like I'm spilling the beans. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, air people, if you're an air sign watching this, like 9 times out of 10, air people came to this video to learn. They didn't come on here to hear me gripe and talk shit about fucking air signs. Like, you see what I'm saying? They came on here to, like, learn what their lower traits are. You see what I'm saying? So, me as an air sign, given this interpretation, I hope that you can see that, you know, I'm not being biased toward air signs. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fucking dumbass air signs out here. You see what I'm saying? So just remember that when you're on my channel and people talking shit, well, I don't talk shit about my sign and air signs, stuff like that. I do. All right? Subscribe to my channel. Peace.